So we arrive into this place called practice. Not really a class, not really an opportunity to add things or learn things. Think of it as an opportunity to let things go. It might be our conditioning, it might be our habits, it might be what we think we know. Just sigh it out. And we start with this feeling of emptiness, of nothingness. Not as a void, not as a lack, but as a sense of creating space and room all around us, in our mind, in our thoughts, in our emotions. The more space, the more emptiness we have, the more possibility, the more potential. You might like to join me lifting all 10 toes up. And whenever you're ready, just take the toes down, maybe one at a time if you can manage it. And just feel into each toe. Maybe rocking a little forward or back. Maybe exploring the sides of the feet. You might roll onto the inner arches, lifting the outer sides of the feet off the ground. Take all the time you need to find every corner underneath the foot. Feeling of stability and heaviness and groundedness. All right, let's turn our palms forward. As we breathe in, we lift the palms wide. At the top of that breath, we might pause the breath and then sigh out and feel a sense of heaviness as we sink into the heels and feel the hands come in front of the body, emptying out. We inhale to lift up and reach high. And then sighing out, letting go.
You're saying my bandwidth is low.
And one more time, lifting up.
No, it's all fine. Really.
Just bring your hands onto the body, and you might like to take one to the lower belly, one to the heart center. You might like to just watch your breath. This idea of our mind just becoming the watcher, not the doer, not the place of all the busyness. Just watch your mind as your breath goes in and out. You might invite it to be deep and slow. Deep and slow. Calm and ease. Calm and ease. So whichever words work for you, just use them following the pattern of the breath. Remembering that we do so many things for our body. We cut our hair, we trim our nails, we walk, we exercise, we sleep. Sometimes we don't do too much for our mind. Our mind is always busy, rushing around all day, and then as soon as we go to sleep, we dream, and that busyness stays. Just notice what it feels like to be still, to be quiet. Just allowing your mind to watch. If you find your mind still rushing ahead, just maybe remind yourself that if we're always planning, if we're always anticipating, we're simply diluting our life, diluting our ability to be present, to enjoy this moment. This moment is all we have. We can't live in the future. What can I notice about this day, this moment? What's the opportunity of this day? And if you're exploring, if you want to, you might even think, what's my heartfelt desire on this day? What do I want to actually happen? All right, when you're ready, you might just drop your chin down to your chest and just allow your arms to come down. When you're ready to slowly lift the chin up. So we're going to start today taking our pulse. Might seem like an odd thing to do, but just bring your fingers to the side of your wrist, just like if you were at the doctor. And just along that vein on the side, you'll probably start to feel your heart rate. And once you've found your heart rate, the pulse of your heart beating, I invite you to breathe in and breathe out. Maybe notice what happens when you breathe in. And then notice what happens when you breathe out. Or if you slow your breath down, if you just sigh out, what happens? Just listen, there's no right or wrong. You might find as you slow your breath down that your heart rate also slows. This is the most visceral sense we get of our body moving into this repair mode, this restore mode that we always talk about. This is the place we're moving towards with our Qigong practice. We're moving towards stillness, moving towards repair and restoration, growth, change, transformation. And this tends to not happen when we're busy rushing about. When we're rushing about, when we take a breath in, just take a sharp breath in, and you might notice your heart rate suddenly speed up. This is our body introducing stress hormones into the bloodstream. Now you might sigh out again. So every breath is a choice. And your monkey mind might be saying, I know this already. And if that's what it's doing, that's okay. That's what minds do. How can we lead our body towards repair, towards health, towards balance, towards calm? When we look after ourselves, this is when we're more service to those we care about, those around us. All right, we're going to see if we can just keep these I'm just going to do really simple things today. And just see how you go with them. And if you have I know mind, saying to yourself, I know this already, that's okay too. Maybe we'll learn something new, maybe not. But more important, not the I know mind, it's the I remember mind. It's how do I change my habits, not just now on the mat, but all day, every day, or all day this week. How do I change my habits so I naturally move towards healing, towards balance, not towards knowledge? All right, so now we're going to take our right hand. We're just going to shake the wrist. You might like to just let it be free, side to side, up and down. You might roll it. Let's take it above the head, a bit more of a shake. A little bit harder holding your hand up. You might get the sensation of a few pins and needles, maybe blood flowing back towards the heart. All right, now we're going to take it right out to the side. And we're going to take a few fists, tight fists, just really tight, engage all the muscles and then let it go. And a few more times, tight fist, sigh it out. One more time. All right, now we're going to bring our palms together. And you might notice, just try and bring them so they're kind of equivalent times. You might notice that that hand that you've just been shaking or engaging the muscles in feels a little bit longer, just a few millimeters longer than the other hand. This is just our qi, our energy moving. So in our qigong practice, we're going to be seeing if we can do this, not just by shaking the wrist or making a fist. We're going to do this through gentle movements. Just invite our body to move the energy back from our fingers, our toes. These are the furthest points away from our heart, our lungs, our spleen, our liver, our kidneys. We're going to move that energy back to the organs, allow the organs to function better, holding the nutrients that we need, letting go of the toxins that we don't need. Our body is always changing, always moving. So this is why we come to the mat, why we do qigong. Let's take our arms down by the side. Now you might notice straight away, the arm you've just been moving the energy in feels a little different. Maybe it feels heavier. Maybe you have that feeling of pins and needles. Let's take a few breaths. So you've done Shavasha Qigong a bunch of times. So we'll do the first form in that one. And I'm not really going to do any warm-up today because I just thought we'd get straight into this feeling of just energy moving in the body. We'll let our joints look after themselves for a little bit at least. Let's slowly float the arms up. And you might feel like you're drawing a breath. Hands just come up to the shoulders and then let them go. Now you'll see a lot of people doing a kind of qigong movement where they're kind of like flowing like a wave, but this one usually just is called the rise and fall or something like that. Keep your arms so your wrists and elbows are heavy, and elbows, wrists guide the palms back down. So sometimes when you're looking at someone on a screen, it can look like they're taking their hands above the shoulders, but you just want to take your hands up as high as the shoulders and then sigh out. Now Now with this form, we're using our abdominal breath, our belly breath. So you want to feel the breath coming from the mid part of your body. Sigh out. All right, now see if you can just keep going with your breath. Don't worry about what's happening on the screen. You don't have to be breathing in the same time as me. First thing we're going to take our attention to is the very bottom of the feet, just like we did at the start of the practice. See if you can find all four corners of the feet. Now you might notice your knees are slightly bent. Why are they bent? They're bent because all the muscles in the upper leg are engaged. Your quads, your hamstrings, your abductors, every muscle is helping you feel grounded and stable. So you have that deep connection with the ground, unable to be uprooted. Whatever challenges in life come, you deal with them. You manage to allow your mistakes, allow your failures, and just treat them as experiences of growth. Whatever suffering we have just becomes a source of resilience and strength, not a story, not a woe is me. So lower body stays stable and heavy. So quite often you'll hear someone say the back of the knee is soft. So you're not trying to lock your legs, you're just focusing your attention down. So your hips are stacked over the ankles. And you're breathing in as you lift up. And you're sighing out as you let go. Now we could just keep doing this all day and we would be doing a Qigong practice. Just this sense of allowing our body to move with our breath. But of course we won't do that. We'll mix it up just a little bit. We'll use some other muscles as well. I'm going to hold you here though, just for a little bit longer. So next thing we're going to bring our attention to is our back. Now, ideally, as we do this form, our back is fairly straight. So how does our spine become straight? We tuck our tailbone under just a little bit. This is also why your knees are just a tiny bit bent. Shoulders stay heavy. Back of the neck stays long. Crown of the head is lifting up. Right on the top of your head, in fact, just behind the very top of your head, around where your hair kind of swirls in that meeting point, is your Bahue point. This is a meeting of meridian lines at the top of the body. So you might feel like there's a little invisible string just tugging up the crown of your head. Chin stays tucked in, so you're not tilting the chin back. Ears are stacked over the shoulders. And we'll sigh out. All right, now we're going to see if we can experience a little bit of other energies, very simple forms. Let's turn our palms forward, draw our energy in towards the heart, and then push out, sigh out. Inhale, and exhale. Keep the shoulders heavy, the elbows heavy. You might notice a slightly different energy as your hands draw the energy towards heart and lungs. Chest opens. Now we're sighing out, we're letting go. Maybe monkey mind is saying arms are heavy right now. Just notice that if they are. Arms probably won't fall off. All right, let's keep going. We'll draw the energy into the body. Now we're going to press out to the sides. Turn your palms out, flex the wrists, let go. Inhale and exhale. So the whole body just becomes an expression of our breath. Notice how you feel as your hands take your attention, your kind of body shape a little wider. You might like to just notice the fingertips in the periphery of your sight. So you're looking ahead, but you're noticing the fingers out either side of the ears. So your attention goes a little wider. We're pressing in both directions. Inhaling, drawing energy in. Exhale, let it go. Monkey mind is saying arms are really heavy now. All right, let's draw the energy in. This time we'll turn the palms up and sigh out. We're pressing up. Inhale, drawing energy back to the lungs. And we're exhaling to push up. As we push up, keep pressing the feet into the ground. We don't do too many more, so just notice how your body is feeling. So many muscles engaged, but simple movement. We don't have to be jogging around the block to get strong, to get our body to move towards healing and fitness. Just notice that feeling of pressing both directions towards the sky and into the earth. And we'll just do one more. And then take the arms down. And you might like to just shake out a little. Take a breath. And just bring the arms back by the side of the body. Just scan through now. Notice how you feel. We've been moving our chi, our energy, for maybe 10 minutes. You might have a sense of tingling or, I don't know, aliveness running through your body. Remembering every cell in our body is hungry for new energy, hungry for oxygen. Just notice the feeling. All right, we're going to step out into our mabu, our horse stance. So just take one foot out and then the other. And then we're going to bend the knees. So if you're looking at me from side on, it'll look something like this. So tailbone is not sticking out. You want lower body to tuck it under. Lower spine is kind of flat. Shoulders are heavy. Neck is long. Tuck in the chin a little bit. And believe it or not, some people, when they do Qigong, just stand in this Mabu stance for quite a long time. And quite often they do a form where they just bring the arms in front of the body. So we might start with that. We'll just float our arms up just like we did before, and then turn the fingers in. And you want your fingers maybe about 10 centimeters apart, fingers slightly apart from each other, thumbs curled in just a little. Make sure your shoulders are heavy, your elbows are heavy. Once you arrive into this shape, just listen to the silence. Maybe noticing small sounds. You might find all the parts of your feet connected to the ground again. And then just bring your attention to the breath. You might notice the air just entering the very tip of your nostrils. And then just becoming aware of it traveling down your throat, through your lungs. You might be breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth, or you might breathe in and out through the nose. Just notice whatever works for you. And when you feel ready, bring all your attention down to the belly. We're just going to breathe in and out through the belly. So can your mind become the watcher, your body be the doer? Can you maybe just float above? Just notice whatever thoughts float in with each breath. Whatever feelings, whatever emotions, whatever sensations. The thought might be, arms are heavy again. That's okay. If you need to, you're welcome to come out of this shape. If you can, just notice that feeling of discomfort and just allow it to be there. We don't always have to run from unpleasant things. We can help ourselves find the resilience and the strength to deal with whatever happens. Instead of trying to run towards the next pleasurable thing, we just wait and see what happens. Might just remind ourselves there's always things we wish didn't happen that do. And always things we'd like to happen that don't. That's just the world, how it is. All right, we'll slowly come out of our stance. This is a meditation called Zanzling, if you ever want to look it up. Loosely translates as holding the tree for obvious reasons. And whenever you're ready, just float the arms down, step the feet back, and you might like to shake it out again. All right, we'll do just a couple more. Let's step back into our mabu, our horse stance. And this time we're going to draw our hands towards each other. Now, you can have your hands touch if you like, but it's usually better not to. We hold our left energy, our holding, nurturing energy with our right energy, our action, our doing kind of energy. So we usually bring them together at the end of a practice, but during a practice, just bring them close to each other, just honoring that everything in nature, everything in life has both energies. There's not a right way or a wrong way. And we're going to take a breath in together. As we sigh out, we're going to push across with one hand. Inhale back to the center. And then we're going to kind of turn the hands over and push across with the other one. So you shouldn't be any pressure on your knees here. Feel the two energies meet, they roll over, and then you push across. So our yin energy when we push on the left side, and our yang energy when we push on the right side. And when we're in harmony is when we move back to balance. So sometimes in Tai Chi, this feeling of the two energies coming together, they call it the double fish, which is the, you might know it as the kind of 6 and 9 symbol. But this idea that there's no right way or wrong way, yin and yang exist and they connect with each other, they control each other, they transform each other. So we generally know when we have too much of one and not enough of the other, when we're maybe too relaxed and not able to get motivated. Or maybe we're too scattered and not able to focus. Maybe our body needs rest, but we can't get to sleep. Or maybe we fall asleep on the couch when we have things we need to do. So just see if you can find this way to effortlessly return to balance and then allow that other energy to roll across the body. When you're ready, step back and come back to the center. You might like to shake it out again. Maybe bringing the palms onto the belly and just noticing how you feel right now. So we might finish with a very simple form for our earth element, our stomach and spleen. We're going to stack our hands one on top of the other. So maybe bring right hand on top, but you're welcome to mirror me if you like with left on top. And take a few moments to feel the energy in front of the body between the palms. Stomach and spleen in Chinese medicine is where we hold our intention. So you might like to think of a simple intention for the day or the week ahead. It might just be, I am here for you. Might just be to hold an open heart to whoever you meet, whoever you come across in your travels, in your journey. It might be to treat every challenge as an adventure for discovery, for mystery, to see what happens on the road this week. Or it might be just to simply trust that our needs will be met. The universe will meet my needs and wants. Whatever your intention is, just bring it to mind. So we're going to take a breath in together. As we sigh out, drop that lower hand, and we're going to take a small kind of figure 8 shape. We're going to inhale to draw the hands back together. As we exhale, top hand comes up, same figure 8 shape. We inhale back to the center and keep going. So see if you can keep your attention on the center line of the body. Always breathing in as your palms come towards each other. And always sighing out as action, the energy of the world, takes the palm away. Shoulders stay heavy, elbows stay heavy. Our earth element is also not just intention, but also creativity. As we have taken in the energy that we need and our spleen has transformed it, we get moving. What will we do next? Sometimes we feel stuck, we're stuck in our habits. When our earth element is out of balance, we have worry, we tend to overthink everything, busyness of our mind. And when we bring our earth element into balance, this is when we are able to move, we find a way forward. We allow whatever comes to come. And we work with what we have. So just like right at the start of the practice, you might take your attention back under the feet. And we'll bring our palms back to the belly. You might take a big sigh out. Last time in stillness, just noticing energy in the body. You might like to say, this is my goal. I am here, I am home. What does it feel like to be still? If it feels a little unfamiliar, or you're thinking about checking your phone or your email or needing to call someone, let's notice that too. It's okay. We're going to finish today just with a little bit of tapping and swinging and just a tiny little walking meditation. So we'll start just by bringing our fingers up to our chest. Right at the edge of your chest, just inside your shoulder, are your lung 1 and lung 2 points. Just find them, and not like to knock or tap. You can even slap with the flat part of your fingers if you like, or cross your palms over. And trace down one of our arms. Let's turn back up the outside of the arm, back of the shoulder, back of the neck. Come across the body, down the inside of the arm, the back of the arm, back of the shoulder, back of the neck. Let's tap down the center of the body, and we'll come around and just rub around the kidneys, top of the glutes. Let's slowly take our head down. We're going to tap on the outside of our legs, outside of our knees, calves. And just let your head hang for a moment if you can. And just slowly tapping up the inside of the legs. Now, once you come up to stand, you might like to just let your arms sway from side to side. Everything heavy. So today we've done a whole lot of just foundational QIGONG, Qi activation, just moving energy, just noticing where it takes us, noticing how it affects our breath, our mind. And we're going to finish today just by taking a few steps. So make sure you have a little bit of room around you, but you don't have to go anywhere. QIGONG walking is about carefree wandering, no destination. We don't set ourselves up to fail by creating a gap between where we are and where we want to be. We start moving, we move in a specific direction, but we don't have to have a goal. All right, let's bring our hands down by the side. If you prefer, you can bring your hands to heart center. We're going to do very simple walking, and essentially we're going to just lift one leg, shift your weight onto the standing leg. You might lift the heel up and take it forward, shift your weight into that foot, and then we'll lift the heel on the other leg. And when you're ready, take that foot forward and shift your weight again. I'm going to ask you to add a couple of simple words into it. When we are standing, we say that we're listening. When we step down, we're grounding. And just start moving with your breath between listening and grounding. And if you notice that your mind drifts up, just stop and instead of those two words, say the word thinking. Just I am thinking. Listening. Grounding. Listening. Grounding. Maybe thinking. If you notice a thought come in, just stop. No rushing. Listening. Grounding. If you have not moved at all, you're just permanently thinking. Just notice that as well. Mind can get busy. All we can do is train our mind. We can't fix it. Minds always wander, but we might train our mind to move towards stillness. Listening, grounding. Listening, grounding. So just make your way back to where you started the practice. Bringing our feet back underneath our hips. And we'll close today's practice same way we started, turning the palms forward. Take a breath in, lift up, reach up. And then sighing out. Just keep going, find your own rhythm with the breath, lifting up light as a feather. And letting go. One more time. Let's bring our palms together, create last little bit of energy. Might like to bring the palms up to the face. And let's draw the palms together and bow to each other, acknowledging shared energy of practice today.